Hi, this is Paul Drockton. My website, internettruth.org. I can be heard, the Paul Drockton radio program, by clicking on the link on my website on the Republic Broadcasting Network. And of course, many of you are wondering what's going on with Cyprus right now and how does it affect the United States. Well, first of all, Cyprus is considered the Cayman Islands of Europe. In other words, it's kind of the offshore banking mecca for Europe. So there's quite a bit of wealth there. Now, if you take a look at who actually has money in Cyprus, most of it comes from Russia. So a lot of it is the Russian oligarchs, Russian mafia, Russian former KGB agents, etc., that have put their money in Russia. So basically, or put their money in Cyprus. So when we start talking about the Cyprus banking system, what we're really talking about is Russian savings accounts. That would be a more accurate description. Now, the euro is dominated by Germany. And what does that mean? Well, that means simply that Germany is the financial power behind the euro. We've seen a reemergence of Germany after World War II as a result of the European Union. And remember, Great Britain, England should I say, is not part of the European Union. And or should I say, does not participate in the euro. So Germany is the dominant force. Now, when we take a look at what they're doing, what the leader of Cyprus stated is that they're going to confiscate basically a percentage of individual savings over 100,000 euros. In other words, the European version of federal deposit insurance is 100,000 euros. So anything above that amount, they're going to go ahead and confiscate a portion of that. Now, it goes deeper than that, because now what they're talking about doing is creating two banking systems, one for deposits under 100,000 and one for deposits over 100,000. Now, they basically just came out and said that anybody that has more than 100,000 euros in the Cyprus banking system is no longer safe. That really it's all up for grabs by them. Now, in the United States, we have something called the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. The Bill of Rights requires that due process be followed if you are going to go and take someone's property, life, or liberty. Due process is the right to go before a jury of your peers, not a judge, not a magistrate, but before a jury of your peers before anybody can take your stuff. Obviously, we've seen that that's been eroded somewhat, quite a bit actually. But the reality is that that's what's standing in their way here in the United States. However, remember, they've subverted the Constitution in so many other areas, it really doesn't matter to them. So this is a precedent, my friends. It's a dangerous precedent. And what it simply means is that they no longer will follow the illusion that what's in their banks belongs to you. They view it as belonging to them and to the government. And remember, when we start talking about the confiscation of wealth, we're really talking about Karl Marx and his agenda, which simply was to confiscate the wealth. And literally what it does is transfer wealth from us to them. So what's the options? Well, you can either keep your money in the bank where you know it isn't safe, take the risk that they could confiscate it, or even the higher risk of bank defaults, which are coming, as you know, extremely soon. If you take a look at the major banks in the United States, J.P. Morgan has $72 trillion of derivatives exposure. Bank of America, $54 trillion. Citibank, in the $20 trillion. Now remember, the U.S. economy is $15 trillion. And if you take a look at the federal budget, it's only $3.5 trillion. So when we start talking $222 trillion in derivatives exposure faced by the major U.S. banks, there's absolutely no way that any of these banks are going to survive even a modest increase in interest rates. My friends, understand the risk that you're facing and understand that the only solution is to get out and to get into precious metals. Get into gold, get into silver, get physical possession. I can show you how to do that, even if you have an IRA. And all you need to do is contact me, Paul Drockton. Simply email me, P D as in David ROCKTON at AOL.com, or you can call Drockton, Paul Drockton, me at 330-636-6292. Thank you for listening.